Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to yet another edition of Doom Mod Madness. This time around, we're checking out A Fistful of Doom. That's right, we're in the Old West. We're living out our Clint Eastwood cowboy power fantasy here, and we are laying waste to this very brown Wild West town. I'm pretty sure Clint Eastwood never punched someone so hard that they turned into a pile of goop on the floor, but hey-ho, this is a Doom mod after all. And it does take a few creative liberties with the whole spaghetti western concept. A few things that I'm glad made it in are the extremely loud sound effects for shotguns and pistols, and the fact that when you kill enemies, that sound effect plays, borderline every single time. Also, naked lady. Who shot me? Who shot me? Son of a bitch must pay. The only downside I've found about this particular mod is that occasionally you will get shot through walls. There are gaps here and there. It's not a perfect mod. The seams are occasionally visible, and as a result, it can lead to a few interesting situations where you're just receiving gunfire from absolutely nowhere. But regardless, it's still pretty goddamn fun. There's a few nice little jokes peppered around here as well. I really enjoy the wanted posters. They're pretty fun. And I also enjoy this, the Sweetie Barbershop. If you have no idea why that's supposed to be a joke, or why you're supposed to laugh at cutthroat prices, I advise you to look up Sweeney Todd. Avoid the Tim Burton version if you can. Just go for the book instead. It's far more interesting. Anyway, we're gonna go shoot up a saloon because, hey, this is the Wild West. What else are you supposed to do here? Where's these other guys? There they are. Naturally, we don't bother with the drunkard on the floor. He's not bothering anybody. We're just going to massacre everyone around him, so when he sobers up, he'll just wonder what the hell he did last night. And drinking booze in this particular mod actually replenishes your health, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you noticed it earlier, but whenever I pick up horses, is it shoe horses? Horseshoes. I can't believe I got that word wrong. But anyway, when you pick up a horseshoe, it increases your luck, which is this mod's variant of armor. It's kind of interesting because that's essentially what armor does. It just reduces the impact of damage coming your way. So the higher the luck you have, the less bullets are going to actually affect you, or the less bullets are actually going to hit you. Anyway, we now have the chain gun, which I might add is still a period-accurate weapon. They did have chain guns back in the Old West. It's just that back in the day, they were kind of hand-cranked. They didn't have these great big monolithic automatic chain guns that we have the luxury of these days. But still, like I say, creative liberties can always be taken in service of fun. And let me tell you, this is quite fun. This is mostly coming from me being a spaghetti western fan. They are just tremendously enjoyable films. Films like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Sergio Leone films in general, and if you're looking for a recommendation, The Wild Bunch, Sam Peckinpah, absolute classic, violent as hell film, with just some fantastic shootouts. To be honest, that's what I'm there for most of the time, the violent as hell Wild West shootouts. Oh, also, while I'm at it, porcelain toilet in the Wild West. Pretty sure they didn't have that back then. Also, sky glitch. Because, you know, you can't really paper over every single crack, can you? Sometimes things are gonna slip through, but hey, I'm not immune to those kind of mistakes myself. I've got mistakes all over my maps. Can't kinda help it, but sometimes it just takes someone pointing it out for you to go back and rectify that kind of thing. Pretty sure I need to pick up another key as well, which should be in the back of this place. And there's a guy that can shoot me through the wall up here, so I'm just going to take care of him. Actually, come to think of it, it does make sense that people can shoot you through walls, because everything was just made out of wood. And if you've got a bullet that can fly fast enough, well, of course, you're going to be able to shoot someone through a wall. So I think I've just excused the logic of this game through my own mental feedback loop. But as you can see, a few of these buildings are actually made out of brick, so if it ever happened in there, that's when you can call, you know, foul play. But we got no one left in the jail, so we're just going to nick the old double-barreled sawn-off shotgun for ourselves. And we are going to go raid a bank with 200% luck, meaning that, theoretically, no one can touch us right now. Bullets will just deviate from their path and just loop back around and hit their owners in the face. That is what I imagine 200% luck should actually look like. You'll also notice that we're picking up bags of gold here as well, which are actually swap-outs for energy cells for the plasma gun. You can't actually use them for anything, but I just find it an amusing addition nonetheless. And we're going to have to be a little bit careful here because I am nearly dead and we are nearly at the end of this stage. And to die at this point would be extremely embarrassing. Oh, 16%. Is there anyone else in there? I think there's... that sound effect's great. One more left, I think, after this. So we've got to be super careful that we don't take a shotgun blast to the face. No! That was really close. I was fully expecting a death right there, but this is the end of the stage, and this will move us on to the second stage. This mod only comes with 2, by the way. It's short and sweet, just the way I like it, and sod it. Let's show you the rest of the mod. Okay, here we are in stage 2, Fistful of Doom, and this is actually my favourite stage out of the 2 available, chiefly because this is a hell of a lot less brown than that initial opening stage. It's also got a much more interesting level layout. It's got a few more enemy types to contend with, and enemies in general. It is absolutely packed to the rafters with enemies, so you've got to be really careful if you're playing on anything like gunfighter difficulty or above, which is what I'm doing right now, and I am regretting it sincerely. I played the first stage on Bandit. I think it's called Bandit difficulty, and that's a lot more comparable with normal than anything else. This I'd probably compare with ultra-violence difficulty. And we don't want to be picking up those skulls because just the sheer amount of enemies and the sheer amount of locations that they can nail you from with gunfire just means that running around with a melee boost probably just isn't the smartest idea. But I do know where the roast chicken is located, so we can hopefully make good use of that. Awesome. Now it's 65% health. And we need to take care of these goons down here before we do anything else. Because they routinely manage to get outside and ruin my day. Seriously, I have had countless attempts trying to beat this map so far on this difficulty, and I'm starting to lose my patience ever so slightly. I'm down to 45% difficulty? Health. Jeez, it's making me go crazy. But we now have access to the red key, which we found in that room up there. Sadly, not all of these buildings are accessible, so you will be a little disappointed by pressing access or enter on some of these doors and just finding they won't want to budge at all. And now we've got the last key, so we need to go to church. But we're not repenting for anything. We've got a more important job to fulfill, because believe it or not, despite the fact that this is set in the Wild West, it still manages to make time for zombies. Zombie cowboys, oh yeah. That is the level we've sunk to right here. And I don't regret a goddamn thing. But they are pretty damaging, so you gotta be pretty friggin' careful with what you're doing as well. Especially if you've left a few more gun-toting enemies laying around as well. They can easily end your day while you're busy taking care of these recently undead folk. Christ, there's just a ton of them. But we've got 4% health. Of that, I am acutely aware. Jeez. Those invisible ones always screw me up. They just pop out from nowhere and just... Oh, there we go. There's another one. As soon as you open that door, a few more spring up from the ground. Ooh, that was close. I really want to get through this. I've been doing this for far too long. This stage, I know like the back of my friggin' hand now, but here we are. This is the end of the level. We have finally made it. This has been A Fistful of Doom. Hope you enjoyed. And, praise be to violent gunslinging Jesus. That was Face Full of Tacos. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 stages. Because after this, it kicks us back into the Gauntlet from Doom 2. Yeah. So if you want to play through the Gauntlet with cowboy weapons, be my guest. Link is in the description below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did. I'm dead already. That's great. Feel free to leave a comment below if you want to suggest other mods or just talk about this one in general. And if you're not already subscribed, then it's in your best interest to do so. There'll be more mods in subsequent weeks. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell everyone that'll listen. Doom Mod Madness is where it's happening. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.